Contreras from Bakersfield, California. However, Contreras, with Kingfish Boxing as his promotional outfit, actually trained in Houston in the main boxing gym with Bobby and Bill Benton. Was there a little spying going on with Diaz training in Houston as well?
I'm sure there was, Bob. That always exists in boxing. It's normal, but you know what? It doesn't matter. It's just them two up in the ring now, and all the spying doesn't matter anymore.
Diaz in the blue, Contreras in the black with silver. Contreras watched tapes of Diaz, says he's a tough kid, but he comes straight at you. He says, I'm going to touch him with some power that he hasn't tasted before. Contreras was actually in the ring with Francisco Bajado just under 2 years ago.
Fight that he lost by knockout, got hit with one of the devastating body punches by Bajado, sent him to the canvas and couldn't recuperate.
Diaz admitted that Contreras is a tough test, strong boxer. Got a good hook. Contreras trying to shoot an uppercut in there. Two personable young men. Pleasure to talk with yesterday. Both very excited about this opportunity. Diaz in the blue actually missed a teleconference press conference earlier in the week because he had two final exams at the University of Houston. He's studying an English exam and a math final. He says every time he seems to have a big fight, he's got an exam.
As a matter of fact, he missed his senior prom too at one time. Very smart guy. Was already looking after boxing. If you see Diaz, when he first started as a pro box, he really wasn't very impressive. He was still fighting more the amateur style. Now he's being more economical with his punches. He's not throwing a lot of wasted punches, using his jab more to set up his pinpoint accurate combination. It's something that you got to credit Ronnie Shields and Derwin Richards for his vast improvement in that.
Now, Contreras back in January had a pretty good win against Justo Sencion, a 20-2 fighter, talented young fighter. So it was a pretty good win for Contreras.
Very good win. Actually, two of his last 3 wins have come with undefeated fighters, and he plans to win here today.
Contreras trying to get that right hand over the top. Diaz blocking some of it. Good pace here in round one. For Juan Diaz and Contreras.
Pretty good pace. Diaz is used to fighting a busy pace. He counters his lack of power by being real busy, throwing a lot of punches. Both fighters actually don't have devastating power. They lack a little bit of power, so I figure this fight should go into a later round. And probably the better conditioned guy is going to win the fight.
Diaz threw a left hook to the body and went up the top. Contreras seemed to acknowledge, hey, good shot. The back clean. Contreras has been stopped once. That was by Bajado in October of 2001. Good pace in round one for Diaz and Contreras. You're watching Budweiser Boxing on NBC. In round number one, Juan Diaz able to throw a hook. Contreras trying to get his uppercut and hook in there. Fairly even first round. Diaz in the blue, Contreras in the black. Bob Popper, Raul Marquez, Jesse Losada ringside, scheduled for 10. Diaz, the undefeated prospect. Good right hand by Contreras, though, to start round number two. Diaz is from Houston, Texas. Began his boxing at the Savannah Gym, run by Willie Savannah. Savannah has worked with many young boxers in the Houston area.
Actually, both of the trainers that trained Juan Diaz were Willie Savannah's fighters at one point, with Ronnie Shields and Derwin Richards.
And Willie Savannah makes sure he keeps all of the negative influences away from Diaz, who is a good kid anyway. And Jesse Losada is standing by with Willie Savannah. Jesse?
Thanks, Bob. Willie, you've been telling him to relax. Is he a little nervous here in this first couple moments?
He looks like he's a little uptight, and we're trying to just get him to relax and do his thing.
What does he need to do to take control here?
Just come in behind that stiff jab. Stiff jab.
It's going to make a difference. Back to you, Bob.
All right, thank you very much, Jesse. The most meaningful punch of the round. So far landed, though, by Contreras. Well, you were mentioning some of the Willie Savannah pupils in the corner of Diaz. Ronnie Shields, the lead trainer. Derwin Richards also helping out.
Very good trainers. A lot of experience in that corner with Juan Diaz.
As Savannah said, I'm keeping all the people that are trying to get into Diaz's ear away. Savannah said, hey, I worked for Union Pacific Railroad for years. I've made my money. I'm not in this for Diaz's money. I'm just looking out for him because he's a great kid.
That's good for Diaz, because this boxing is a business, and you need a guy like Willie Savannah in your corner to take care of you like that.
Contreras having his moments here in round number 2. Diaz a little wild. Let's see if Contreras makes him pay for that.
Yeah, Diaz is a little bit tense right now. He's a little bit uptight. Perhaps big fight for him here on NBC. Find his toughest opponent to date. He's got to let his combinations flow. He's got to be more relaxed. Single punch, and they're missing with one punch.
He loading up a little too much, Raul?
I think he is. I think he is.
And that time Contreras tried to time Diaz falling in. Just missed.
I love to throw that gancho al hígado, which means left hook to the body, to the liver. In Mexican tradition, fighters like Carlos Zárate, Ruben Oliveras, the great Julio Cesar Chavez were masters of that. When they landed that punch, it would paralyze the fighters. Talking about Mexican tradition, I want to take advantage of this. Today's Mother's Day in Mexico. I want to say Happy Mother's Day to my mom, who's watching me here on NBC.
All right, you're watching Budweiser Boxing on NBC. Action from round number 2. Eleazar Contreras with the right hand.
Yeah, good counter punch in there by Contreras. Back with that uppercut again, connects.
And round number 3, and you see Contreras with the slight edge in connects. They both landed 7 punches according to CompuBox in the second round. Contreras landed the most meaningful blow in that round. Contreras, as you mentioned earlier, has been in with the better level of competition in his career. He's only 23 years of age. So he is not awed by Diaz at all. Whereas for Diaz, I mean, he's stepping up in class a little bit here.
Well, yeah, and you got to realize Diaz came out of the junior Olympic program, junior division as an amateur, and went right into the pros. So, you know, he's still learning. He's getting better. He's really improved. And we're seeing his tremendous improvement here compared to how he used to look in his first couple of fights as a pro.
Contreras blocking that combination from Diaz with the gloves. Despite the roar from the crowd, Contreras fairly sound defensively. You know, Diaz had 110 amateur fights. He was a Mexican national champion. Because his parents are from Mexico, he was able to get dual citizenship, qualified for the Mexican Olympic team, but because he was not 17 years of age yet, he was denied to compete in the Olympic Games, so he turned pro in Mexico at the age of 16 and 9 months, and then fought his first pro fight at age 17 in the U.S. Diaz working the body, going up top. Contreras trying to back him up as well.
Diaz is really picking up the pace in this round. As you heard Ronnie Shields, he's making the fight in close. That's his fight right there. Shouldn't be waiting. He's a faster guy. Throws better combinations.
Good old-fashioned slugfest with Diaz and Contreras. Left hand by Diaz. Contreras comes back with a right.
And Contreras got the best of that exchange. Kind of staggered Diaz a little bit.
Now you see that Diaz likes to dig to the body. One of the knocks that his camp has on him, though, they feel he needs to work on. Good short right by Diaz. He doesn't turn over that body shot. It's more of a slap.
Yeah, sometimes they look like, it sounds good. It sounds loud because they're slapping punches, but he's got to turn it over to do more punishment, to punish more.
Diaz blocked that right hand from Contreras.
Break clean.
Contreras, a graduate of Foothill High School in Bakersfield, California. His idol, Julio Cesar Chavez.
I think that's every Mexican fighter's idol, Julio Cesar Chavez, Bob.
A left hand to the body by Diaz. Contreras, though, his real idol, he says, his parents. They kept him on the straight and narrow. That is the end of round number 3. Let's go to the Juan Diaz corner. Ronnie Shields will be the lead voice. Number 3.
There we see Diaz throwing his combination, but Contreras coming right back. Probably connected the better power shot there, Bob.
Diaz and Contreras embark upon the 4th round, scheduled for 10 lightweights. Diaz weighed in at 135 pounds. He's undefeated out of Houston at 20-0.
Let him go, step out.
Contreras tries to shoot a right again. Diaz, nice defense. He keeps his hands up nicely, Raul.
Yes, he catches. If you watch him really closely, and a lot of the punches that Contreras is throwing, he's throwing them. Some of them he lands, but Diaz is catching a lot of them with his gloves, with his arms, and coming right back and connecting with 3 or 4 punch combinations. Making a miss there.
For the most part, Diaz is controlling the pace. Raul, what should Contreras be doing to assume some control here in this fight?
Contreras is actually finding a good game plan. He's moving side to side. He's throwing combinations, maybe not throwing enough combinations from different angles to keep Diaz off balance. It's the punches that you don't see that hurt. And he's caught Diaz with a couple of punches like that. Caught his attention, but it wasn't enough to do any damage.
Well, from my novice eye, it looks like Contreras feels much more relaxed when he's in a counter-punching mode, like right there.
Yes, he is. He just came off the ropes right now with an uppercut and a lead right. Spun him over, spun him around.
Nice short right hand. It's like a half hook, half uppercut. Contreras is trying to get to that chin of Diaz on the inside. You like the way Diaz is cutting off the ring in that situation?
Actually, he's trying to find his range. He's not throwing enough jabs. I mean, he's been taught lately in the gym to throw his jab more. He's only throwing single jabs. He has to throw 2 or 3 jabs and then let his combinations go like he did right now.
Bob Papa, Raul Marquez, Jesse Losada, Budweiser Boxing on NBC. Undefeated Juan Diaz in the blue. Eleazar Contreras in the black. No knockdowns in the fight. Diaz, 19 years of age from Houston. Good right hand by Contreras. Earlier this afternoon, Francisco Panchito Bajado stopped William Adamian at 3 minutes of round number 6, surviving a badly cut right eye from round 1. Contreras a little wild.
Yeah, missing too many punches here. Good defense. Diaz tightening up his defense in this round. Hands up tight, close. Bobbing and weaving. Moving side to side. Confusing Eleazar Contreras.
Thumping shot to the body by Diaz. You're watching Budweiser Boxing on NBC.
Working his combinations on the inside. Real effective there. And Eleazar Contreras says, give me some more. He wants more, Bob.
Round number 5 underway. Diaz will be more than happy to oblige him. Diaz fighting a good, smart, tight fight.
Yes, that was a very good round for Diaz. But he can't get careless here.
Whoa! Contreras got staggered a bit. He was off balance. Contreras landed a counter shot, and Diaz went right back at him. Good right hand to the body by Contreras.
Like I was saying, Bobby cannot get careless with Contreras, being that he's got the more experience. You know, you could have the best trainers in the corner. You could watch all the fight types that you want. And there's nothing better than the greater teacher than the actual fight experience itself against good competition. And that's what Eleazar Contreras is bringing to the table today.
I mentioned Diaz is a freshman at the University of Houston. He had 2 final exams this week. Contreras is his 3rd exam as he steps up in class, and so far he's making the grade. Diaz said, hey, boxing career can end in a second, but never lose your education.
But this right here today is Diaz's real big test. He needs to come back with that. That was a good shot, but he's got to come back. He's slowly breaking down Contreras in this round.
Yeah, you know, the body shots, although he may not turn them over all the time, it's taking its toll.
Yes, it is.
It's like chopping down a tree, isn't it?
Get out, clean.
little bit different. It's not like actually chopping up the tree, but somewhat like it. Staying more stationary, as you see Contreras not moving the same like he was in the first couple of rounds.
Contreras not effective with his jab here in the round. He's only 2 of 22. Marty Jenkins separating the two. Diaz just slowly, methodically taking control, dictating the terms, backing up Contreras, who wants to counterpunch.
Contreras got to keep his hands up if he wants to counterpunch. Block some of the shots and come back. Diaz wild again.
Yeah, just missed with a counter right hand.
Yeah, Diaz coming right up the middle.
Well, we heard from Willie Savannah, who's been with Juan Diaz since he was a kid.
And now we here in the background, we hear from Willie Savannah's wife.
And, you know, I spoke with Juan Diaz, and I asked him, who's the biggest influence? And he said, really, my parents. Let's take a look at Juan. Very efficient in round number 5.
Yes, he was. Fighting very smart, very intelligent. Find his own pace. See the better of Diaz connecting to Contreras' face. Another round for Juan Diaz.
I guess the one thing that you get a look at Raul Marquez's scorecard, and I have it the same way. I guess the one thing the Diaz can't, we've heard them yell from the corner during the rounds. They want to see him use his jab more. And there is Contreras getting off some power shots.
Yeah, Diaz got a little bit careless there. Dropped his hands. Got to keep his hands up high. And like I was saying, even though Contreras doesn't have the power to hurt him,
Break out, clean.
one good punch that he doesn't see can put some hurt on Diaz.
Step back, clean. Get your hands up.
As far as late power, Contreras in his career only 2 knockouts past the 5th round. He's not a big banger with only 8 knockouts in his career. And that all came against the same guy. Oh, right hand puts down Diaz. Counter right hand. We mentioned Contreras linked for the counter shot, and he got one in there.
He got careless, Bob. He got careless.
Okay, all right? Okay.
Diaz went down.
Looks a little bit dazed, too.
He went down in September of 2001 against Osvaldo Hernandez in the 2nd round from a left hook. Counter shot by Contreras puts down Diaz. Well, I would think the key when you have a man hurt, don't forget to attack the body and not necessarily headhunt.
Well, Danny, keep your hands up. He looks a little bit hurt here, Diaz. Finding his distance, finding his place where he's at, taking his time. Can't get careless again and run into that big right hand that Contreras landed a while ago.
Most rounds are scored 10-9. For those not familiar with the scoring in boxing, Diaz just missed with a counter left. Normally when there's a knockdown, if the said fighter who scored the knockdown wins the round, it's usually a 10-8 round. So a change in the scoring can occur drastically by way of knockdowns.
This fight goes the distance. It could mean this round could mean a lot at the end. It goes to the decision box.
Well, it's pretty easy to see that Contreras likes to live off that counter punch. He wants Diaz to initiate.
And that's what Diaz is doing. That was a picture-perfect right hand that he landed right on the chin. That's Juan Diaz. Diaz is doing the right thing in this round. He was hurt. Just keeping his hands up. Doesn't plan on winning this round.
Contreras playing it cautiously after scoring the knockdown here in round number 5.
He didn't take advantage. He could have jumped right on top of Diaz. He had him dazed. And he was just laying back.
So the story in round 5, the undefeated Diaz goes down. You're watching Budweiser Boxing on NBC.
Right uppercut. Then came back with a straight right. Fighting off the ropes, Contreras. Good shot. Put Diaz on the canvas. And a round for Contreras.
And Ronnie Shields, while we were away at break, said to Diaz, hey, you made a mistake, and now you've led him right back in the fight. A 10-8 round for Contreras by scoring the knockdown. Things tightening up on the scorecard in this scheduled 10-rounder. Diaz undefeated, 10-0, 20-0 with 10 knockouts. And there is Raul Marquez's card.
That knockdown made the fight a lot closer. But Diaz shouldn't get overexcited because of that. He's still fighting very smart. Doesn't want to run into that punch again. Just got caught again with that right hand. Contreras is looking for that big right hand again. He's looking to land that. They're laying off the ropes again, trying to catch him coming in.
Is there a safe way for Contreras to try to bait Diaz to lead so he can throw his counter shot? Right hand to the body by Contreras.
He's doing it the correct way right now. He's catching him with the jab, baiting him in. There he is, flicking that little jab there, making him miss, getting Diaz excited. He's landed a couple of shots.
Oh, good uppercut by Contreras.
Then he counters with the big punch.
Contreras trying to lead uppercut. Very dangerous punch, especially with the right hand. You remember, Buster Douglas tried that against Evander Holyfield in 1990 in the heavyweight championship, changed hands.
He's landed that punch again.
Step out.
That was the punch that initiated that knockdown. He started off with the right uppercut, turned it over with a straight right hand.
Look at Contreras coming on here in round 7.
Hold it, hold it.
Left hand by Diaz, but really Contreras smothering Diaz nicely.
Yeah, straight, breaking his rhythm, giving him angles, moving side to side.
Punch out of it.
Actually, Diaz looks a little bit winded in this round. Good body shot there by Contreras.
Well, Contreras told us yesterday that he doesn't know if Diaz will like the taste of his power. And he dropped Diaz in the 6th and gotten in some good power shots here in round 7.
And a good round for Eleazar Contreras.
So back-to-back solid rounds. Chopping right hand by Diaz. They go toe-to-toe to end round 7.
Here we see Diaz in the inside, pushing him away, and then gets countered by that right uppercut by Contreras. Real effective punch.
Contreras with the edge in power shots. A lot of counter rights and lefts. Diaz was dropped in round number 6. Contreras had a good round number 7. And now Diaz rips a nice combination to start round 8.
Yeah, Diaz has definitely needs to turn it up if he wants to win this fight. Very close fight now.
Rick, get out clean. Get out clean.
Well, by way of the knockdown in round 6 and a good round 7 for Contreras.
Makes it a...
You and I have it even.
Yes, 66-66. Fight up in the air.
The judges, Gail Van Oy, Max DeLuca, and Chuck Hassett. Slipping in the center of the ring by Contreras.
Contreras still looking very relaxed inside the ring. He shows his experience over Juan Diaz. Juan Diaz looks a little bit frustrated. Pressure in the corner by Ronnie Shields.
Looked like by the 5th round, Diaz had settled into a nice rhythm and had gained control, but a counter shot by Contreras changed the whole fight.
That big punch completely changed Diaz. Big letdown for him.
All right, play trainer here, Raul Marquez. You're in the Diaz corner. You know that Contreras is just playing for the counter shots. What does Diaz have to do to avoid that?
All Diaz has to do is use his defense, keep his hands up, really good, tight defense. He's a faster guy. Throw combinations and bunches like he was doing in the first couple of rounds, winning the fight. That's all he's got to do. Very simple. I mean, you know Contreras is just looking for that one big punch.
Diaz dipping away from it. Diaz shoots a right hand to the ear.
A better round for Diaz.
Watch him hitting behind the head.
Diaz cautioned for hitting behind the head. I don't think it was intentional.
No, that happens sometimes. Accidental. That's where Diaz needs to take advantage of.
Diaz steps into a nice combination, and Contreras tries to counter.
Very slip there a little bit. Slippery ring here.
Sometimes the paint gets a little wet. Well, better round for Juan Diaz as we hit the end of round number 8. You're watching Budweiser Boxing on NBC. Papa Raul Marquez, Jesse Losada, we welcome him back to Budweiser Boxing on NBC. Round number 9 underway. Juan Diaz, the undefeated prospect out of Houston, 19 years of age, dropped by Eleazar Contreras in the 6th round. Diaz settled the ship a little bit in round number 8. Lonnie Shields, the lead trainer in Diaz's corner, said, just don't go straight back.
That's all he's got to do. That was a very good round for him, the last round. He's got 2 rounds left. He's up by 1. He's got to continue to use his combinations. Be very careful.
Punch out, punch out.
Gonna learn a lot from this fight, man. Fighting against a tough fighter, still trying to win here.
Get out on your own. Get your hands up.
Contreras didn't come and lay down tonight.
Nope.
Today, excuse me.
Left hand from Diaz. The Diaz camp, looking at us in between rounds, they're a little concerned. They know this fight is tight. The knockdown in round 6 changed the landscape a little bit when Diaz was dropped.
Contreras trying to rest there on the inside. Another slip
again, yeah.
Diaz.
It happens a lot. There's a lot of water. The trainers put a lot of water on the fighters. They have ice. And the ring gets slippery.
Yeah, when that happens, sometimes your pace, if you got a good pace going, you got a good rhythm going, it kind of messes it up for you. Because you slip.
Right hand to the body from Contreras. Diaz doubling up with his left.
Actually coming back with 3 or 4 punches. To take advantage of that. You see Contreras fighting very smart, trying to rest him. Just got caught.
Yep, he got hurt. Contreras trying to survive. Diaz opening up here in round number 9.
A big overhand right by Diaz that staggered Contreras. And he's taking advantage of it. He's winging punches now. He's looking for the knockout.
He's got to be careful, though, because that's what Contreras wants, are counter shots when things get hectic.
Yeah, but Contreras is hurt here, Bob. He's dazed. He's really dazed. Still asking for more, and Diaz is giving him more.
They trade again in the center of the ring. Contreras hurt here in round 9. Somehow he's standing up. So Diaz with an outstanding round 8 and an outstanding round 9 to the corner of Eleazar Contreras.
Go along with this guy, you hear me? Go along with this motherfucker. He ain't shit. Box the shit out of him. Spit that one out. Over there. Right here. Spit it. All right?
Enough with the body punches, okay? Don't forget the body punches. Get the body punches. Then come over there right here, okay? Last round. One. Let's do it down. Use the deep breath, baby. Come on, give it deeper.
Juan Diaz fought a good round 8 and then a powerful round 9 roll.
Yeah, he comes back here, staggers Contreras, had him hurt, and tried to take advantage. I mean, he did what he had to do. Came back with fast combinations. Very big round for Diaz.
Diaz with that left cross to the chin. Diaz landed 25 of 63 power shots in round number 9. So they went toe-to-toe. They threw the boxing right out the window in the 9th.
And that's what the fans want to see, and they might see some of this in the final rounds. Toe-to-toe action by Contreras and Juan Diaz here in the middle of the ring.
They trade again. Contreras slips. Diaz seems to have his confidence back after a shaky round 7 and getting dropped in round 6. He's opened up a 2-point lead on Raul's scorecard, same as mine. Again, Diaz presses forward.
Taking advantage of that big round that he had.
Oh, that's a slip. That's a good call because Contreras was slipping on the logo, and then he got hit.
He's been slipping on that mat all day. Him and Diaz.
Listen, you can call it a slip, but it's not like Contreras didn't feel the effect of the punch, though,
That was a good punch. At the same time he was going down from the slip, Juan Diaz connected with the big shot.
Yeah. Marty Denkin was right, though. By rule, Contreras was slipping first. Contreras trying to rip off one more big shot. Probably needs a knockout to win. Chant of Diaz. Oh, Diaz with a great combination.
Diaz is really looking for that knockout now. Contreras hanging on. A lot of wear and tear from Diaz's punches on Contreras' face. Body taking effect. Good body shot there by Contreras.
I'll tell you what, Raul, there's going to be 2 winners here. Diaz is passing this test, and Contreras showing his mettle. He's going to get some other good fights down the line if he doesn't win.
Yes, very competitive fight, very even matchup, like I said at the beginning of the show. And yeah, that should give Contreras another shot at an up-and-coming fighter. I think if Diaz would just throw like a 10-punch combination, flurries, non-stop, come back to a little bit to the amateur style, I think he might be able to stop Contreras in this round.
In the last 2 rounds, Juan Diaz has thrown some severe leather. Contreras hasn't gone down. He's taken some of Diaz's best shots. Frantic action. Wow. How good was that? Both guys raised by their respective corners. Contreras gave it his all. He dropped Diaz in round 6. Diaz came on hard in the last 3 rounds. How do the judges have it scored? We'll find out on Budweiser Boxing between Juan Diaz and Eleazar Contreras. Raul Marquez. Diaz sweeps the last 3 rounds on your card to win the fight by 3.
Yes, Bob, up until the 7th round I had it of every even fight, but Diaz turned up the heat in rounds 8, 9, and 10 and pulled it out. I had a 96-93 for Juan Diaz.
Diaz got dropped in the 6th round. How do the judges have it scored? Here's our ring announcer once again, Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we go to the scorecards, a round of applause for these 2 young lightweights in the ring, Eleazar Contreras and Juan Diaz. We go to the Budweiser scorecards.
Go, Bill, baby.
Chuck Hassett scores the contest 95-94. Max DeLuca scores it 95-94. And Raul Caiz scores it 97-92 for the winner by unanimous decision. Still undefeated Juan, the baby boy Diaz.
Juan Diaz got dropped in round number 6, but he showed his true mettle as he came on in the last 3 rounds and wins a tight decision over Eleazar.